Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be making these heart-shaped Nutella stuffed brioche donuts. It's a mouthful, but they're so good and I really hope you enjoy them too. We're going to start off by making our tanzhong. In a medium saucepan over medium heat, combine the milk and the flour. Whisk until the flour has fully dissolved. Then continue mixing on medium heat with a non-stick spatula until a very thick paste forms. Set this aside and let it cool down completely before using. To bloom our yeast, we're going to need whole milk, unsalted melted butter, granulated sugar, and instant yeast. Make sure that the milk is either room temperature or warm. Mix everything together and then set this aside for 10 minutes. If you see bubbles form at the top, that means your yeast is alive and you're good to go. If not, that means your yeast is too old and you need to start over. To the yeast mixture, add 1 room temperature egg and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk everything together until well combined and then add in the flour, salt, and tanzhong. Fold the flour in until a dough forms. Once the flour is well combined, add some unsalted room temperature or melted butter. Add a tablespoon of flour to your work surface and start kneading the dough for at least 10 to 15 minutes. The dough gets wetter as you knead, it's fine, just keep going, it'll come together. If it's really hard to work with and it's sticking to your hands and work surface, you can add 1 tablespoon of extra flour at a time. Please don't be tempted to add too much flour, you will dry it out. Once the dough becomes smooth and bounces back when you poke it, you'll know it's done. You can also do the window plane test. Stretch out the dough until you can see your fingers through it. If it rips easily, that means it's not ready. Grease a large bowl with 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil and then place the dough inside. Cover with a kitchen towel or plastic film and let it rise for 1 to 2 hours until it doubles in size. Let it proof in a warm environment so it rises faster. A good place to do this is a turned-off oven. If it's cold where you live, it might take longer to double in size. After the dough had some time to rise, punch the gas out and then flour your surface and roll it out. I'm using this 4-inch cookie cutter from Amazon. If you use a heart-shaped cookie cutter that's too small, it won't hold its shape well when we fry them. Cut your shapes out and then lay them down on pieces of parchment paper. Cover with a kitchen towel or plastic film and let them rise for 40 to 60 minutes. Before you start frying, you need to check the temperature of your oil. If it's too hot, the outside of the donuts is going to get really dark, but the inside will remain raw. I have 2 inches of vegetable oil in this pan. If you use a bigger pan, you will need more oil. Fry 1 to 2 pieces at a time. If you add too many, the temperature is going to drop and they won't cook evenly. Flip them once they turn golden brown and continue frying. You can fry them longer until they're a dark golden brown if you need to. Take them out of the oil and then lay them down on paper towels for a few seconds. While they're still warm, dip them in the sugar. For this next step, you're going to need Nutella and a large piping bag. Fill up your piping bag and add the Nutella to the donuts. Microwave your Nutella for a few seconds to make it easier to pipe, otherwise it won't come out. You can add as much as you want, I stop once it feels heavy. Thank you for watching today's video. If you tried this recipe, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok, I love seeing what you make.